Career advice. Students often ask for career advice, and I have decided to make a short video that will help with some general advice that will apply in most situations. First things first, getting started in a new career. If you're new in this career field, you should work at getting a lay of the land. Get a feel for the IT industry as a whole and any vertical industries you may want to be in, such as healthcare or the financial sector. Each sector will have its own specific differences, like different applications or regulations, those types of things. You can get some of the information from websites and trade publications. I recommend finding some trade publications that will give you useful and needed information. Follow them and try new publications from time to time. You will find that some are great and others don't cut it. You have limited time, so pick the best ones you can to read. This will help you stay on top of new developments in the industry. I often recommend Certification Magazine. They have timely articles typically centered on career in the information technology. Again, you may also want to follow specific sector trade publications as well. If you're in the IT in a hospital, you will want to know about changes in the industry, the types of applications the industry is using, and definitely compliance such as HIPAA. When you get started, I recommend what I call information saturation, when you first get into a new field of study or a new career path. What I mean by this is get as much information as you can, read as widely in that field as you can, even if some of the stuff is over your head. Look for different levels, different aspects, and look for trends. Just consume as much information about it as you can. You'll be surprised how quickly you will learn. You will also start to see certain trends and how some things may apply to your career. Next, look at the job market and pay scale. Maybe interview some people in the career you're interested in. Also look into average pay and what experience levels are required for different pay ranges. Look to see if this type of job you will be happy with and find rewarding. If you really like helping people and you are a people person, you might like a job at help desk. It might be right for you. If you don't like talking to people, I would avoid a help desk job. So moving on towards a stable career. Your career, I like to say, rests on 4 legs. I like to use the analogy of a table and 4 legs to describe a career. Like a table, your career has 4 legs. First, you have experience. The more experience you have in IT, the better. The more you have, the higher your resume will be in the stack of resumes. A wide variety of expertise can be good, such as network experience or coding experience, but also in-depth experience in a particular area can also be good, such as familiarity with the key applications used in a particular business segment. Second, you have certifications. Generally, the more the better, but even more important is certifications that apply to the skills and certifications the employer is looking for. Also, it's worth having vendor-neutral and vendor-specific certifications. Vendor-specific certifications like Microsoft and Cisco certifications are good because of market share. Vendor-neutral like CompTIA are often useful as well. I recommend a mix of both for maximum employability. Third, you should have formal education, such as a degree and continuing education. Generally, the higher the degree, the better. The real question is the increase in pay. Will it cover the cost of school? Generally, a bachelor's degree will be fine for the most part. However, they get stale, so you should add continuing education into the mix. For example, if you have a programming degree from 1984, it's practically useless today. So as a hiring manager, I look for the type of continuing education that would enhance that base knowledge that that person got in 1984. In management positions, an MBA is a good with a concentration in IT. A PhD would be good for a job in teaching or specialized research. So depending upon what you want to do with your career, degrees in continuing education can help your career. Keep up with your continuing education. IT is constantly changing, so you should keep up with it. Many certifications require recertification periodically or continuing education. Finally, I have to admit, the who you know factor can help, but I wouldn't rely on it. Things change and friendships change. Better to have a solid foundation on education, experience, and certification than resting on just who you know. You may not realize this, but you're competing for a job with others. The problem is you don't know how much experience, what degrees, or what certifications they have. So you should strive to get as strong as possible in the three main areas. And once you get a job, continue to build those areas up, just in case you need to move on. You don't want to get stuck in a dead-end job because you couldn't get a job somewhere else. Here's a few examples that I want to look at. If you think of a scorecard system, many HR application processes actually use a scorecard system. They will award points for each area of concern for a particular job. The first example is this good, stable career. Yes, the numbers are arbitrary. Don't worry about that. Every HR department will score differently. In this example, let's assume this person gets between 20 and 40 hours of CE a year, and that they have a bachelor's degree. They have a even mix of certifications and some experience in small and medium businesses, but it also has experience with enterprise-level systems. So they have a decent overall score. In this example, the person gets about 20 hours of CE a year. They have an AA. They have mostly vendor-neutral certifications like Network Plus or A Plus, as an example. They have a lot of experience working at home or small business, but little experience with enterprise-sized systems. Their career score would then naturally be lower. Now imagine if in any of these areas you had no points, as you can see in the empty graphics. In this example, a person does not have continuing education, but has some college, but no degree. They have one vendor-neutral certification and one vendor-specific certification, maybe Network Plus and Microsoft Desktop. They have worked for 5 years in a small business doing IT with no enterprise-level experience. Of the three of these examples, who would you hire? It's obvious, the first person. So my recommendation is to do whatever you need to do to get to the levels of the first person or beyond them. Now, you could be the person in the last example. That does not mean you can't get a job. It just means it will be harder. And it may mean that you need to get a lower level job, the equivalent of sweeping the floors in IT. Using charts or graphics like this will help you track yourself and see where you might have areas for improvement. One last note. These are general rules I've found that work most of the time. There are, of course, exceptions to the rules. However, I've found that that is rare. So take it as intended, advice to help your career. Good luck, and please feel free to follow me on Facebook.